Alright, hello. Are you ready to let slip the Hogs of War? Then settle in as I rank every single multiplayer map in the game. I'll not be including randomly generated maps, otherwise we'll be here all day. Also, only official maps that made it into the game. Remember, these are my own personal opinions, so it's okay if you disagree with me. A lot of this ranking is personal preference, so let me know your favourites in the comments. I counted 25 maps, so let's get this list started. Disclaimer, no pigs were harmed during the making of the video. Well, apart from one afternoon where I had a bacon sandwich, but ignore that. One map unfortunately has to be bottom, and for me it's Friendly Fire. All the pigs are stuck up on some platforms above a minefield. Any shot will cause them to almost certainly fall in and explode. It's just too easy to knock the pigs into the minefield, meaning there's very few tactics or skill involved. It feels more like a modded map that people made just to mess about on. In at joint 23rd are Playpen and Duvet Fun. I just couldn't really separate these two since they're practically the same map. I don't really have any strong opinions of which one I prefer really, they're both the same to me. Not sure whose idea it was to have two maps of the exact same duvet theme in. These maps, just ones I very rarely play on.
Oh, I may miss.
In at 22 is Death Valley, a very warm and welcoming name for a map. Not to be confused with Death Valley 2, that will come later. Death Valley has one massive flaw. Whoever goes first can win without the other team being able to do anything. That is due to the multiple freeze gas and jetpack crates being available. If I'd ever played this map with a friend, if I had a friend, we'd have to set up ground rules where freeze gas was banned. Even then, it's just not a fun map really, it's just two teams fighting each other in a bowl. This is Skullduggery at 21. Why'd that be Skullduggery? Surely that's not too dishonest. Yes, but it's literally Skullduggery at 21. I don't know, I feel like it's perfectly reasonable. Hardly consider that Skullduggery. Anyone liking this joke? No? Okay, let's move on.
Thanks then for the attention.
In at 20 is Bridge the Gap, one of the only maps to include the roller grenade weapon. And it's almost entirely useless on this map, because there's a great big chasm between the two teams. This one can be very decent, and it's important which class of pigs you do choose. Heavy weapons and scouts can be very useful here.
Hey, never mind, it's not the end of the world. Well, actually it is. Ha 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 ha!
In at 19 is Death Bowl. Now I have to admit, when I was younger I really liked this map, due to the madness gas. It's stupid, yes, but it's also really fun to see pigs go crazy and jumping into the minefields. On reflection, it's not a great map, but certainly one I could have a lot of fun with and a good laugh. I'd highly recommend playing the game on double health though, to make the rounds just last a little bit longer. For this video I played on normal health, just to get enough footage from each map. In at 18 we have Hedge Maze, a remarkably unamazing map. I do remember playing this map quite a lot when I was younger though, and I'm not sure why. It does have an interesting layout, which can be difficult to navigate as you go through the hedge maze, but it is a fun challenge. I do tend to prefer the maps where the pigs are randomly placed on the map. The beginner maps will always tend to be quite low on this list.
You have the wrong guy. Oh!
Well, it's true. Pigs do go to hell. Oh look, there's Joseph's star swine. Oh, that joke was crackling. For some reason I'd always mix this one up with skullduggery. Weirdly, one side of the map has a lake and the other is a lot more flat. So depending on where you start, you do have different tactical advantages. Not a bad map this one, just a bit forgettable. In at 16 we have one-way system. This map has an interesting concept, but maybe not executed too well. There's a rather large amount of explosive barrels, which can be fun to play around with. But apart from that, I do struggle to find many positives. Pigs in space! In space they can't hear you squeal. Oh wait, I'm not in space, you can hear me squeal. Oh, that's embarrassing. Another of the beginner maps. This one is the very definition of mediocre. Nothing especially wrong with the map. Nothing that make it really memorable or replayable either.
Hey, the garlic chomping navy blues seem to have this one sewn up. Good work.
In at 14 is Island Hopper. This could be controversial as some people really do like this map. It's another map where there's a middle ground with extra health. It is also a map with the largest percentage of water. That may just be a fact I've made up. I'm sure someone out there will correct me. No doubt there is a map I have completely forgotten about that has 100% water coverage. Maybe an underwater level. To be fair, I do like maps that mix things up and are a little bit different, and this one does stand out. Unlucky for some, in at 13 is Dam Busters. Of course referencing the real life dam busters of World War II, where aeronautical engineer Barnes Wallis invented the bouncing bomb. In this map it's a 1v1 battle with two artilleries on top of the dam. I'll play this map quite a bit because I used to love maps where you can use an artillery. It's so satisfying to land a direct hit with a 1,000-pound bomb.
This is your best shooting?
The last of the beginner levels and best in my opinion is Graveyard Shift, set in a cemetery at night time. This is by far the best of the beginner levels. The map has good theming, a nice layout, and there's plenty of places to get into cover. It is the one beginner map that I would highly recommend.
Grab your helmets and take cover! The Purple Army are on the attack again!
He who holds the middle ground can win the war. This is a very unusual map. Every pig stands on their own butt. Or is it pronounced boot? Butty? Either way, every butt is surrounded by mines, which sounds rather precarious. Unlike friendly fire, it's not so easy to knock the opponents off into the mines. There's a lot of tactical advantages of getting into the middle of the map, as it's one of the only multiplayer maps where there are airstrike crates. Plus, there is so much health that drops down during the game. This is a really fun one that I'd highly recommend. In the top 10 now, these are the maps I play over and over and over again, and there may be some more after that. Firstly, we have Frostfight, a very open map with islands and small lakes in the middle. This map includes a lot of weapon crates, so having a paratrooper that can access the high ground can be very useful.
Hey, Grey Commander, have you played this before, or are you just extremely lucky?
Considering Death Valley 1 placed all the way back in 22nd, it's a testament to how much Death Valley 2 improves on the concept. This time you can have up to 4 players. Jetpacks can be vital in this map, as you'll need to get out of the death zone. This map also includes guided missiles, which are among my favourite weapons in the game. It's just a carnage map, and there's no freeze gas, so you can't just cheese your way to victory this time. In at number 8 is you Pillock. Oh sorry, I mean you Hillock. To be fair, I don't think anyone outside of the UK will understand that joke, since Pillock is a UK word. And everyone in the UK will think that joke was terrible anyway, so it's a lose-lose situation. This is a map made up of multiple big islands, with plenty of high ground. It's a very neat map, one that hasn't got too much special about it, but it's one I play very, very often.
Fire! And relax.
We're doomed, doomed. I mentioned how much I liked artilleries in Dam Busters. Well, this map has 4 of them. It's quite a stupid map in a way, but a really fun one. If a pig falls into the water, they're instantly evaporated. So be careful, as when an artillery explodes, any pig inside will fall instantly into the water. It's a really fun level where each team has their own base. Chill Out, Chill Hill is at number 6. This map has artilleries, minefields, many crates. What is there not to love? The best tactics for this map is to try to get a pig in one of the many minefields dotted around the outside of the map. Either that, or get into one of the artilleries and blast the pigs to smithereens.
Ooh, I can smell your fear.
This might well be the biggest surprise of the list. I doubt many people will like this map as much as me. It's the 3rd and final moon-themed level. It's basically one giant minefield with cluster grenade crates available to everyone. It's just the ultimate chaos map. It's another map with a middle ground, but watch out, because once you reach that middle ground, you'll be a target for everyone. For some reason though, the computers don't quite know how to use mortars on this map. In at 4 is Ridgeback, one of 2 levels to include a random crate. It just so happened to be a special ops when I was recording the video, which is one of the most useless weapons in the entire game. But it could have been something very exciting, which really does appeal to me. It's a very nicely laid out map, a couple of minefields, a few rivers, and a big ridge in the middle. Plus, it's one of the few maps to also include a mine as a pickup. In the top 3 now, with the lake. You may be noticing a pattern. I do tend to like levels that have minefields and water, although that is the large amount of maps. There's just something very satisfying about a pig flying into a minefield and getting exploded into smithereens, or falling into a body of water. There were points where I would consider this my favourite map. As years have gone on though, I have grown to appreciate 2 maps just a little bit more than this one. Just missed now on the top spot is Ice Flow, the last of the snow-themed levels as well. Plenty of them featured in my top 10 of course. It is one of the few maps to include a poisoned lake. There is a nice wooded area around the edge that provides some nice high ground, some good cover up there as well. Also a cabin in the middle that can be a good bit of shelter. There's just one map I think that tops it.
The Greens are in the lead. Any challengers?
Yes, in at number 1 is Square Off. First of all, I love randomness, and this map has 4 potential random boxes that can be any pickup. It is one of the few maps to include the potential shockwave weapon, although it is very, very rare. It is also a map that includes Super TNT, one of the most destructive weapons in the entire game, although the computers are maybe not the best at using it. The map also includes pillboxes on each island. There's an island surrounded by a minefield as well. It has water, it has so much going for it. And it's the map I play over and over again. So there we go. That was my ranking for all the multiplayer maps. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what ones you agree or disagree with in the comments. What are your favourites or least favourites? Feel free to like, share and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next video. Take care and leave me alone.
A crafty plan.